no time to talk. Music loud and women warm. I've been kicked around since I was born. Now it's alright and it's okay, and you may look the other way, but we can try to understand the New York Times effect on man. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. With the city breaking and everybody shaking, people staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying
Greetings, my fellow cinema freaks and motion picture maniacs alike, and welcome to Golden Ticket Reviews, where if it's classic or crap you see through it, I review it. I'm your host, Brandon the Bambi Man. Today I'm going to be taking a break from shows about animated lions with super roars and movies about dogs, cats, and their disgruntled or often awkward human owners, and showcase something I recently came across while browsing YouTube, an awesome little short film simply known as Dreamstone. Let's take a look. Our story begins in a bedroom, where a grandma, played by Candy Milo, gives her granddaughter Heidi something of great importance.
There isn't much time. Honey, I have something for you.
It's a mixtape full of great tunes that I showed you from our youth, one including David Hasselhoff. I don't know how that's possible either.
Actually, it's the titular Dreamstone, and Heidi must protect it or else someone else will get their hands on it. Grandma Candy advises Heidi to close her eyes, telling her that another world lies in her dreams, and there is also a battle going on between both the waking and dream world. And let me tell you, the ancient Sugar Plum Fairy and Dragon Bear Wars were nothing to joke about. You don't believe me? Ask the Sandman. Grown-up Heidi wakes up in her finest green attire, making her look more like human Ariel, and speaks with her roommate, a painter named Alice, played by Tessa Netting.
I had this dream. You always have this dream. This one was different. Usually it's like I'm just watching, but this time it felt real.
It was like I stumbled into Jon Favreau's Jungle Book. I felt like I could actually touch Baloo. She heads back to sleep, finding herself as the Dream Princess, and meeting Lear, a guardian who's contacted Heidi due to an ongoing battle.
We're under attack.
It's best if you watch your step. Seems Heidi's been tasked with deciding the fate of both this dreamscape as well as the waking world. And just to prove she might be able to get more than she expected, or less, she gets herself wounded for her troubles.
We need to go!
Yeah, it took you long enough.
You wouldn't happen to have a healing spell on ya? Lizzie Cat Picasso wakes Heidi up as Heidi finds the Dreamstone, realizing she must protect it. But Alice is not so sure about the dream world being as real as, well, the real world they're currently living in.
You're awake now. This is real.
What if both are?
I don't think that they are.
Never doubt the words of a painter, Heidi. Only the true artistes know it's actually true. I know. I got that from a painter. Heidi goes back to sleep, discovering that someone is indeed coming after her. The evil Maelstrom, played by Greg Griffin, formerly known as Great Eliel. No greater fury is there to invoke in this world than the wrath of Daphne Blake. Maelstrom is the most powerful hypnomancer in the dreamscape and has the power to send a sleepwalker into the real world to destroy Heidi. But it's okay, because Heidi has the power to bridge between the two worlds with the Dreamstone in her possession. What's not okay is the stone is what Maelstrom wants most. While exploring the dreamscape, Heidi and Lear stop in the middle of a scorched desert, interesting location, where Lear teaches Heidi to use her dream control abilities to make anything, even cupcakes. Was this movie's script co-written by Pinkie Pie? Lear exposits that being lucid is not just about what you make, but what you could do as well. Although he's more interested in creating distance between Maelstrom and Heidi, Heidi decides, screw the running, let's fight, and she transports them straight to Maelstrom. Whoops.
This all could have been over much more quickly.
Heidi, I'm sorry.
Whoa! Did not expect that to happen! Then again, I also didn't expect cupcakes to show up earlier on in the film, so color me surprised. Maelstrom confronts Heidi, who quickly awakens to a seemingly normal abode, but Elvira, Mistress of Dreams, has taken the body of Alice, itching to get her hands on the stone. Cue the slow-mo fighting! Also, destroy the paintings she worked dirt on. She'll really appreciate that. Alice has Heidi cornered, but like the Wicked Witch, Maelstrom gets taken out by water to the freaking face!
Hey! You were sleepwalking.
Why is there paint on your face?
No reason, just go back to sleep, okay?
I'll be sure to go back to sleep. What the heck happened to my artboard? Back in the dream world, Maelstrom has the Dreamstone, which Heidi quickly removes, causing her to vanish. Well, that's not weird. Back to the dying man who Heidi thankfully heals.
I want to stay here. I don't want to go back.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
I'll come back every night then.
Well, I can't stop you there.
It's like the old saying goes, the night is like a prairie dog. It's always here for you. I never understood that phrase myself. So that was Dreamstone. Honestly, what can I even say? The plot was creative, the writing was solid, the acting was pretty great, and though it's obviously low budget, it feels like a legitimate fantasy you'd expect to see from somewhere like Wingnut Films or something. My only hope is that Rye Blue and Brizzy do some sort of follow-up to this film in the future. Maybe even try to bring other famed actors into the mix. Maybe people like Tara Strong or Dante Bosco. Oh man, the return of Dreamstone featuring Dante Bosco. That would be so awesome! Of course, it's just one idea. I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Oh, on a side note, I left a link to the film down in the description below so you can see it for yourself. Trust me, you won't regret it. Until next time, I'm Brandon, the Bammy Man, reminding you to take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time at the movies. Good night, guys! Why isn't my clapper working? Oh, there we go.
I can make anything?
I mean, technically, you could make any.
Yes!
We should keep going.
You're right.
You best start believing in Dreamstones, Miss Heidi. You have one. I wish, with all my heart, to fight with Mandy in a land apart. Get out of my dreams and get your hands off my stone. Roll like a stone, float like a dream. Catch your dreams, shackle them to your rock. Can you smell what the Dreamstone is cooking? You're taking on the jellies, man. That's hardcore, dude. Why am I suddenly doing Crush?
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. Music loud and women warm. I've been kicked around since I was 4. Now it's alright, and it's okay. And you may look the other way, but we can try to understand. The New York Times will bet on me. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. Through the city breaking and everybody shaking, people staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. And if you feel you're sinking, I will jump right over into cold, cold water.
Greetings, my fellow Hamilton fans and water wanderers alike. I'm Brandon, the Bammy Man, and welcome to Golden Ticket Reviews, where if it's classic or crap, you see through it, I review it. 2016 was pretty much a golden year for Disney, wasn't it? Jungle Book, Zootopia, Finding Dory, all big moneymakers and all really excellent films in their own right and ways, but one film that seemed to be the real underdog was Moana, the second of two projects released in the same year by the Walt Disney Animation Studios. The first of which being this, in case you didn't know. But was this movie as masterful as Zootopia? Well, let's dive in and find out, shall we? I regret nothing. So as the movie begins, we get told a story about this island goddess named Tafiti, who became the basis for a fertile paradise where no doubt Phil Vassar took inspiration, until one day when this demigod named Maui stole her heart, which brought about this terrible darkness. He tried defeating it himself, but it didn't end well. As it turns out, the person telling this story is Grandma Tala, played by Rachel House, and the one kid interested in this dramatic tale is young Moana, who the water is very keen towards, apparently. Personally, I like to think it's because she carries around the whiff of a cod. The girl Moana, who grows up to have the vocal cords of Alihi Cravalo, is raised her whole life to help better her island people. Due to unfortunate circumstances, her father tells her she must not journey beyond the reef despite her many protests. It turns out he's this way because of an incident in which he lost his buddy due to some hazardous waves, and he wanted to protect his daughter. Basically, he's Marlin in human form. Unfortunately, after a nice bit of character and world building, Tala gets a case of the sick, and metaphorically says, "I'm out coconut lovers, peace!" But not before she informs Moana she must leave and gives her Tafiti's heart so she can try to fix things up with her home. She does just that, and, well... You know, it's at moments like this when you really need a Hasselhoff to come help you out. Fortunately, she does wash up on an island where she comes across Maui, played by Dwayne Johnson, as she tries to convince him to bring the heart of Tafiti back to the mother island. Instead, the rock cooks up an admittedly catchy and fun song number in order to steal her boat. I'm convinced that Lin-Manuel Miranda is some kind of musical god. There is just far too much talent in that man. It's kind of scary. Luckily, both the ocean and Moana are too smart to fall for musical manipulation, as they ride off for the mother island to bring the heart back despite Maui's resistance. After an encounter with the coconut equivalent of Mogwais, I know it's Kakamora, just go with it, Maui finally agrees to help out, but not before getting his mystical fishhook back from some giant crab creature named Tamatoa, in order for him to transform into a creature large enough to defeat the darkness that's plaguing the island. And after the two of them step into Tama's home, the realm of monsters as it were, apparently this suddenly turned into the SpongeBob movie for some reason, they find Tama, played by Jermaine Clement, and Maui uses Moana as live bait in order to keep him distracted. Maui does retrieve his fish hook, but he can only transform into small critters and clever in-jokes, I must admit. This calls for a crab to demigod death battle with time enough for what live-action Lumiere?
It's time to sparkle! Hey.
Indeed, sparkling is on the menu. Insert nostalgia critic meme here. But Moana decides enough is enough and gets her and Maui out of there. Or maybe her and Jabberjaw? Wait, who am I kidding? Nobody's seen that show. Well, Maui does attempt at least to learn how to control his powers while also giving Moana his backstory. See, he was born a human and was considered a disgrace by his own mother, who tossed him to the seaside curb, as it were. Moana then tells Maui the gods must have seen some greatness in him to give him his magical powers and save him and all that good jazz, so he manages to muscle up enough courage to regain power again. This leads to the first battle with the Darkness God, which, all things considered, goes over quite well. My god, the battles in Waterworld went over more smoothly than this, and that movie had a Kevin Costner in it. For some reason. In all the commotion, Maui broke his fishhook and decides Moana is now on her own.
What a wank!
Obviously depressed, she tries to get the ocean to find someone else to carry out this mission. Suddenly, the ghost of her grandmama appears to tell her to listen to her own heart. All her ancestors encourage her to continue, and with the knowledge that ghosts, monsters, and demigods are all real, what an odd day, she pushes forward. She seems out of her element a bit, but luckily Han Solo, I mean Maui, comes in to help her defeat Taka. It seems all is well, but Te Fiti isn't around to accept her heart back. Or is she? Well, I certainly didn't see this coming. Why are you still focused on me? No, I am not playing an M. Night Shyamalan clip. So, in conclusion, the island gets restored, Maui apologizes for stealing Te Fiti's heart, literally, her family welcomes her back home, and they all sail off to find sequels, I'm sure. So, that was Moana, and I gotta say, it's pretty good. The animation, especially on the water, is just gorgeous. The voice acting's pretty solid all around, especially for Malihi Cravalho, who I sincerely hope gets more work after this. The character relationship between Maui and Moana is fun and heartwarming, and the music done by Mark Mancina Opataya Foa'i, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Lin-Manuel Miranda is excellent, and learning a bit about these cultures is fascinating. Hard for me to call it a standout classic just yet, but I do consider it close to one. Definitely recommend you check it out for yourself. Now the time has come for me to finally ride some waves. And by riding waves, I of course mean wavy potato chips. Don't judge me! Until next time, I'm Brandon, the Bambi Man, saying thank you guys so much for a very fun spring break special, and I'll see you next time around the tides and at the movies. Ahui ho kaku.
Well, Tomato hasn't always been this glam. I was a drab little crab once. Now I know I can be happy as a clown because I'm beautiful, baby. Did your granny say, listen to your heart, be who you are on the inside? I need 3 words to tear arguments apart. Your granny lied, I'd rather be shiny, like a treasure from a sunken pirate wreck. Scrub the deck and make it look shiny. I will sparkle like a wealthy woman's neck. Just a sec, don't you know? Fish are dumb, dumb, dumb. They'll chase anything that glitters. Beginners. Oh, and here they come to the brightest thing that glimmers. Fish dinners. I just love free food, and you look like seafood.
Can we be real? If my name was Sebastian and I had a cool Jamaican accent, you'd totally help me. You would, you know you would.
Well, as long as you don't make mention of Ursula's crazy sister. Thank you for those of you who get that reference. That stupid reference. Dang it, Little Mermaid 2 sucked.
The ocean straight up kooky dukes.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. Music loud and women warm. I've been kicked around since I was born. Now it's alright, and it's okay. And you may look the other way, but we can try to understand the New York Times effect on me. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. Through the city breaking and everybody shaking, people staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive.
In a garden of pleader, honey, don't you know that I'm loving you? In a garden.
Greetings, my fellow rabbit ravagers and grimy gophers alike. I'm Brandon, the Bambi Man, and welcome to Golden Ticket Reviews, where if it's classic or crap you see through it, I review it. And today we'll be jumping right back into the happiest part of the woodlands not owned by wolf realtors or random grandmothers. At least not that I know of. It's time for another smack roll of one of my personal childhood favorites, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And considering how I've already looked at episodes that spotlighted the wonderful, bounceable Tigger himself, and the timid yet strong-willed and rather friendly little piglet as well, vegetable monsters and pygmy piglets, which I still can't believe is a thing, We'll be taking a dive into an episode that spotlights two of the most underrated 100-acre wood denizens, Rabbit and Gopher, sonny. This is the episode with the epic title of No Rabbits a Fortress. We open up on that mysterious digger of holes and most lovable of all underground critters, Gopher, in the process of making a tunnel when he hits a little snag.
Dagnabbit! Shouldn't be hitting bedrock yet.
Now that'd be interesting. Winnie the Pooh meets the Flintstones. Wonder how'd that go down.
Oh, yabba dabba? Oh, who let the big bear with the red bowling shirt out onto the quarry?
Excuse me, sir. Would you happen to have a smackerel of something sweet nearby?
Sorry, pal. The honeycomb near barn just got removed to the other side of Stone Cave Road.
I missed my turnoff. No time to lollygag. Got places to be and tunnels to dig. I knew I should have brought along the big pick.
That's not the big pick?
Geez, those protein shakes must be turning him into a regular woodchuck Norris. I need help. Meanwhile, Rabbit is busy planting signs all over his lovely garden, telling people to keep out of it, despite the fact that he's most likely running out of space to plant his famous tomatoes with extra growth hormones. But that won't stop his friends from being klutzes.
Whoa! Piglet, look what you've done! A young, vibrant carrot, mushed before its prime. And all because you and Pooh have no regard for my garden.
First off, it was one accident. Shut up. Second, they're not the people you're supposed to blame for your veggie plantation getting ruined constantly.
Tigger, no!
Speak of the orange devil! So after a dug-up dirt infestation comes a call in, Rabbit tries to end it but gets a watering can stuck on his head. And since Gopher appears to be blocked off by roots in the soil, he attempts to evade it the same way Michael Bay would, blowing up the crap out of it.
Coming through! Everybody, stand clear!
Stand clear of what, Gopher?
The big Kerpowie, that's what.
Kerpowie?
Kerpowie? Why do I get the feeling Homestar Runner uses that phrase a lot? The garden is turned into a crater. Hope Woody is proud. And Rabbit's friends try to comfort him in his time of loss and need.
My garden is gone!
Oh, cheer up, floppy ears. It's not gone. It's just been, tossed. Got any Tarzan Island dressing?
Yeah, little known fact that bouncing tigers are real condiment savvy.
From now on, I'm a rabbit unto myself.
Is it just me, or does something seem to be bothering friend Rabbit?
Why yes, Brother Bear, I do believe he is a bit miffed at the moment. The next day, they all go over to Rabbit's place to find it boarded up more than a restaurant in Chinatown.
This calls for some serious investigating. Just follow me. I'll lead you around them booby traps. Tiggers is experts on trapping boobies, you know.
What?
Piglet. Excuse me, Tigger.
Oh, not now, Pooh Bear. We got traps to unboobify.
Please stop saying that.
Wait a minute. This isn't Rabbit. I've been boobied.
Don't you mean motor bunnied? Great, now he's got me doing it. Thanks a lot, Tigger. Turns out these traps and this fortress here have been built in order to keep his friends from destroying his garden, which is already destroyed, so what's the point? And he kindly shoos them away so he can get to work. But Rabbit may not have thought of everything.
Oh yes, it's right outside the door. Ah! A door! I forgot to make a door. I can't get out. I'm trapped.
Holy crap, he forgot to make a door? Well, this calls for only one solution.
1, 2, 3!
He persuades all the guys to come back in order to help him get out, and they enlist the aid of the guy who blew up the garden in the first place!
Oh, sweet cheese and crackers.
I'm afraid there may not be any pull left in me.
Maybe if we got a better grip.
Yeah!
sure hope he's got a round-trip ticket.
Seconds later. Cartoons where physics mean exactly jack diddly squat. And Jack left town.
I'll probably spend the rest of my life in here.
Yeah, but look at the bright side, bunny boy. Maybe you won't live that long.
And cartoons are also where friends suck at providing a comforting ear. They feel they've run out of options until this idea comes to their head.
That's an idea. Blast him out.
That's an idea. Blast him out.
That's an idea. I wonder how much longer to lunch.
Pooh Bear, asleep for the danger, awake for the foodstuffs, as per friggin' usual. So Gopher prepares to blast out Rabbit, with the only trouble being that him and his blast team used a whopping 4 kegs of dynamite in order to do it, meaning Rabbit is somewhere else.
No sign of hide nor bunny. I wonder where old Floppy Ears went.
Oh dear, I hope he's not angry with us.
No, he's not here.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh dear, 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 dear. Oh no, no, no.
I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end.
I kid, that's not the ending. Besides, the 100-Acre Wood doesn't even take place in the world of Zootopia. Well, yet.
I found this. His favorite carrot. He never went nowhere without it.
Favorite carrot, workaholic, stubborn to a point. Rabbit and Judy Hopps are the same person, aren't they? They do stop their grieving eventually and discover their floppy-eared buddy stuck up in a tree.
My, Rabbit's so high up. How are we going to get him down?
Won't be easy, but maybe this'll help.
Chop me down?
Yep, might be painful, but it could hurt a lot too.
The phrase that perfectly sums up what someone utters whenever they're about to, for some reason, watch Norm of the North. The animated disgrace that is an abomination to everything Don Bluth and Walt Disney set out to do.
No, we can't do that. Why, the tree might fall on an innocent plant or something.
When did Tigger turn into the Lorax?
Not dynamite again?
You're right. Better make it nitroglycerine. Wait, how about U-235?
Jeez, Gopher, where did you get this stuff? Did you make a deal with the Libyans somehow? Did you not see how it ended up for Doc Brown?
I believe I could get him down.
Won't you want some help?
Help? Oh, no. I don't believe so. Just watch. Hello, Rabbit.
What? Oh, hi, Pooh Bear.
Whippy! See, I thought it might work.
You were right, buddy boy. Not only did you get Rabbit out of the tree, you caught him too.
And you also created a deep enough hole for Gopher to use as an exit route. Pooh Bear, the saint of the Honey Lover Kingdom. They managed to rebuild Rabbit's garden as well. But I'm still curious as to what happened to Gopher's explosives. Does anyone in this group know where they went?
Yes, I hid it in a nice, safe place where it can't blow up any innocent gardens or rabbits.
I refuse to let any innocent veggies and bunnies get blown up. Everyone knows that job only belongs to Monty Python.
Rabbit, I found this pogo stick in the woods, and I thought it might make a nice garden warming gift.
Why, thank you, Pooh. How thoughtful.
I especially like the electrodes attached to it. Wait, what?
Hey, I bet I know where you hid my dynamite.
Gopher! Well, anyway, that was No Rabbit's a Fortress, a very underrated episode from a very underrated series. And if there's anything I've learned from it, it's that I need to prepare for any and all underground rodent shenanigans. So until next time, I'm Brandon the Bayman saying take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you around the 100-Acre Wood and at the movies. Alright, I'm coming for you. Whoa! Dang gophers!
Hey buddy, won't you let us burn your house down? Ain't no trouble at all. You ask what's the catch? Well, we got an itch to scratch. We just wanna scratch a match or two and make great fireballs. All of our services are
cheer up, floppy ears. It's not gone. It's just been, tossed. Got any Tarzan Island dressing?
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. Music loud and women warm. I've been kicked around since I was born. Now it's alright and it's okay, and you may look the other way, but we can try to understand the New York Times effect on me. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. Through the city breaking and everybody shaking, people staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive.
Someplace else, huh? Where is that someplace else? Insert joke here. Oh, hey! Greetings, my fellow cinema freaks and motion picture maniacs alike. I'm Brandon, the Baby Man, and welcome to Golden Ticket Reviews, where if it's classic or crap, you see through it, I review it. You know, if there's any portion of Disney history that's seen as the most awkward and or fascinatingly strange, it's most likely the post-Renaissance pre-revival era. And I think anyone like me who is a fan of the House of Mouse can probably tell you that. The Disney Renaissance were the golden years, and with such hits as The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and The Lion King, it's hard to see otherwise. If Bird was known as the Word, then Mouse was certainly the kingly powerhouse. Heck, they could have cut out the middleman based on the profits of the Pride Land alone. Yet every movie that was released after Lion King had been pretty much met with more mixed reception than ever before. Now that's not to say that all of them were slights against humanity. Hunchback of Notre Dame, though flawed, still has many beautiful elements to it. Lilo and Stitch is still entertaining and also contains heartwarming and breaking family moments. Heck, Treasure Planet, a movie I was lucky enough to see on the big screen in the front row no less, still really holds up to this day with memorable characters and a surprisingly strong dramatic tone to it as well.
You listen to me, James Hawkins. You got the makings of greatness in you, but you gotta take the helm and chart your own course. Stick to it, no matter the squalls. And when the time comes you get the chance to really test the cut of your sails and show what you're made of, well, I hope I'm there, catching some of the light coming off you that day.
Seriously, if you have not seen Treasure Planet, do yourself a favor after this video is over and go watch it because it is awesome. Of course, as mixed as the reception to the other films may seem, it does not compare. It does not even come close to the thoughts and words spread about the dastardly Disney direct-to-video sequels, as it seems that with any sequel that one could find halfway decent, there is an even more awful sequel lurking in the distance. For every 101 Dalmatians 2, there's a Fox and the Hound 2. For every Lion King 2, there's a Hunchback 2. For every Eddie Izzard, there's a Pauly Shore. Now why is any of this important? Well, today we'll be looking at one of those direct-to-video sequels that I've actually heard from most people is actually quite decently done. Shocking, I know. Today we'll be looking at Brother Bear 2. Yep, a sequel to the underrated, in my opinion, 2003 animated film about a young hunter from an Inuit tribe who, after the death of his brother by a bear, winds up taking the bear's form as a means of punishment by the spirit gods of the place where the light touches the earth called the Northern Lights because he killed said bear. So he teams up with this younger talking bear named Coda while taking a journey to the Northern Lights to try to change himself back into a man. It was dramatic, comedic, heartfelt, and had some great music created by the legendary Phil, I can feel it coming in the air tonight, Collins. Can this sequel live up to its predecessor? Well, sit yourself down and prepare your paw prints for the comment board. This is Brother Bear 2. Our movie begins in a beautifully animated forest, where foxes no doubt call out ring ding ding, and we're reintroduced to the main characters from the first movie, Kenai, the man-turned-bear, and his adopted brother Coda, as they enjoy this peaceful day while omnipotent singer Melissa Etheridge politely greets the blissful morning.
Welcome, magic. Welcome, sweet sunray.
Mr. Golden Sun later thanked her for the nice welcome, and proceeded to ask himself if he was the only one who'd walk across the fire for her. By the way, Coda is played once again by Jeremy Suarez, you know, from the Bernie Mac show and the AVGN movie, but Kenai is not played by Joaquin Phoenix and has been replaced by, of all people, Patrick Dempsey.
McDreamy, my Dr. Dreamboat lives on.
I thought you were chasing after Chris Pratt.
He's a movie, silver screen Dreamboat. Grey's Anatomy's on television. It's totally different.
Whatever gets you through the night, honey. What?
Look out! She's after us, eh?
What's gotten into you two?
Well, it's that time of year, eh? Spring fever.
Spring what?
Yeah, you know, like the birds.
Yeah, and the bees.
Sweet, merciful God. It's the season every animal dreads. The time of the Twitter-pated.
Twitter-pated?
After a little slip and slide fun, the brother bears make a sweet entrance on the icy plain where they converse with their honey lover comrades.
Kenai.
Hey, hiya, Tug.
Where y'all off to in such a hurry?
Crowberry Ridge.
We're gonna get dibs. There's elderberries, salmonberries, raspberries, whortleberries, strawberries.
Berries, huh? Well, I might know someone who could go with you.
I love berries.
Well, I'd love to, little Coda, but can't keep the girls waiting.
Who needs girls? We're two footloose guys out on the tundra.
That's right. Kenai and Coda. We don't need anybody else.
And you wonder why you and Meredith had marital problems. Speaking of problems, guess what? Dempsey Bear has some sleeping issues due to his dream showcasing a childhood memory or two of his friendship with a girl named Nita, who he gave an amulet to after she nearly drowned. The moral of the story, if you end up almost dead in a Disney movie, fear not, you'll get something out of it eventually.
We're always gonna be best friends, huh?
Just like Todd and Copper, honey.
Goodbye, Kenai.
The immortal Northern Lights and a fist bump to the arm? This is the best day ever! Unfortunately, the nightmare of a prying cub befalls Kenai when he wakes up.
What?
Did you know you talk in your sleep? You were going, Nita, Nita. So who's Nita?
Oh, she's a girl I used to know.
No. What you should be saying is, Nita is either my right paw, or it's just none of your business. Take one or leave it, bro. Meanwhile, at half-peak, we go into this Inuit village where grown-up Nita, played by Mandy Moore, is now about to wed this guy named Octa, played by Jeff Bennett, but not before her aunts, one of them played by Victoria from Hot in Cleveland, help her get ready, and let me tell you, Mulan's Native American cousin has some crazy relatives.
Then we'll just air dry your hair. Air dry? Certainly not. Towel dry is shinier.
You look as beautiful in that dress as your mother did on our wedding day.
Thanks, Daddy.
Except for him. He seems pretty nice. As this ceremony begins, though, the gods strike down with a vicious storm, separating the happy couple. Therefore, Nita seeks advice from Shaw woman Wanda Sykes. I'm not even kidding, it's literally Wanda Sykes.
They say that in all the tribes, you are the wisest shaman.
Shaw woman, okay? Wise and man don't even belong in the same sentence.
Spoiler alert, she's very humorous. And she may also have a point there. After speaking to the gods, Sykes tells Moore she can't marry due to her possessing Kenai's amulet. So in order to make her marriage to Octa work, she must go to the Equinox with Kenai himself to burn the amulet. But this may be a problem. Why?
Kenai? But he's a bear!
Yeah?
You know, a bear?
You know, a creature that could potentially, out of anger of my burning of this childhood possession he gave to me, go off and run a rampage on me, or Octa, or Shonda Rhimes. Well, regardless of Bloodsport waiting to happen and gifted with a bear language generator from the gods, Nita begins her journey as Kenai and Coda are converse walking and looking for food.
Hey!
Alright, step aside, kid. Let a real bear show you how the digging's done.
Sure, it's easy now. I gave you a head start.
Jackpot! All the roots you can eat, buddy.
I guess they've stuck to root eating due to their maple leaf declination. But now things get quiet. A little too quiet. Oh, wait, it's just Pocahontas' granddaughter. Honest mistake.
Is it really you?
Yeah, it's really me.
Wow! I heard you were a bear. I just didn't realize you look so much, like a bear.
I knew this was an awkward line. I just didn't know it would sound so, you know, awkward. Speaking of awkward, what's the best topic to bring up after you meet up with an old pal, let alone one who turned into an animal? Say you want to throw a gift they gave you onto a raging fire made by the gods. Tell me you've never done this before.
Great spirits told our shaman that this amulet bonds us as one.
Really?
So now, you and I have to go to Hokani Falls.
Together? Like when we were kids?
And burn it.
And burn it! Burn it? What?
It's no big deal. It's only a little trinket.
Little trinket?
Jeez, who invited Ross Geller to the forest?
This was a gift.
Ross, you got that for free from the museum gift shop.
It's still a gift. I got it from the gift shop.
Coda, Nita, Coda.
So you're Nita. Kid, I was just dreaming about you.
I was not.
Was too.
I do hope you get sick from some rotten berries in the future. Kenai refuses to help, because stubbornness is underrated, but as Nita threatens to wait for Kenai to turn back into a man by the gods, he reluctantly agrees to help her out. This leads to more of Coda talking their ears off. Can somebody smack him with a fit? Oh look, moose, eh?
Yeah, because we finally found a couple of real moosettes, eh?
Yeah.
Right down there by the stream.
Bye!
Those guys are weird.
Don't look, eh? You'll only encourage them.
Okay, are talking dogs the only animals that can manage an anthropomorphic romance? Aye. Speaking of, Kenai delays this excursion to help out his antlered amigos with their love laxation by partaking in having them pretend to be heroic. Is he trying to look manly in front of this girl out of jealous spite, or will this just result in it not working out for him? Yep, Kenai has the same luck with Moose that Humphrey does. But on the bright side, Dempseyberry, you have better dignity than Pooh did when he got stuck through Rabbit's door. After being made the literal butt of the joke, Nita tries to help out, only to be stopped by painful memories. Luckily, it was caught by mob dealer Miko here, who snatches the amulet out of Nita's dropped bag. I sense an argument coming up.
Thanks a lot, Kenai.
What did I do?
This is all your fault.
My fault?
If you hadn't stopped to help those moose...
Whoa! You're the one who destroyed an entire beaver dam.
Well, I wouldn't have destroyed it if you hadn't gotten your head stuck in it.
And I'm not the one who had the baggie in reach and then let it float away. My head was stuck. What's your excuse?
Ugh.
Is it getting hot in here, or is it just me?
The next morning, Coda informs Nita that Kenai found that sneaky raccoon's home, and impatient as she is, Nita climbs up and she falls, waking up Jim Cummings' raccoon, who is more than happy to sick his entire tree cult on these bear bozos. But not before Nita goes all Raiders of the Lost Tree bark on these guys.
Hello? I want what you took from me. But don't listen. Come on, be a smart little hunter girl, huh?
You shall remember this is the day that you almost caught Rocket Raccoon. After flinging the entire colony of buck-toothed demons off the ant bark, Kenai and Coda spot their moose friends literally stinking up the joint. So Nita offers her own romance tips, namely the friendly, great with kids type root tip.
Logical.
Flawlessly logical.
Excuse us, ladies. We're looking for our pal.
Here I am! I fooled you, I win!
Oh, there's no beating you, little buddy.
Look at that. Oh, you're so good with him.
Oh, yeah, eh? We have lots of little kid animal friends.
Remind me again, who's the better moose matchmaker?
Beginner's luck.
Moose matchmaker. Wonder how that'd look on a resume. But Nita is too nervous to make it through the river in order to reach their intended destination. Luckily, Kenai is here to make it all better by unknowingly making Coda feel jealous, of course, while doing so because bears before Claire's. Shares love affairs? Who cares? Hey, Kenai helped Nita to get over her water fear. Sweet! What's not so sweet is what the moose friend and Coda chat about.
My own brother gave me the heave-ho, eh? Better watch your brother doesn't walk out on you, eh?
He wouldn't do that.
I said the same thing, eh? But get a load of Moosanova over there.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's dew?
Brothers and their abilities to score chicks that you can't. It really buckles my hooves, eh?
Do you ever miss being human? I mean, have you ever thought about changing back?
Yeah, I've thought about it.
But then I remembered the gods are busy and easy to piss off spirits. Unfortunately, Coda heard what was said and misconstrues it as Kenai saying he's going back to human form, so he runs off. Luckily, Nita finds him.
Coda, Kenai's worried sick about you. Come on, I'll take you to him.
No! I said go away!
Yes, do it, do it, do it.
Do it. Just do it. I will pay you $1 million if you do it.
Do it, do it.
Do it, 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 do it.
Just do it.
Just do it!
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
You know you want to. Just do it.
Ow!
Oh, come on!
Ah, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. No. You're supposed to do it.
Ah, no. You didn't do it. You just didn't do it.
You didn't do it. You didn't do it.
You didn't do it! Come on now!
Aw, you didn't do it. Ugh. Fine.
Oh, you didn't do it. You fail at life.
I thought they smelled bad. On the outside.
Kenai searches through the frozen wreck like Horton in the Clover Patch and finds the two, and in an emotional scene, Nita and Coda bond at the aqueducts over the fact that they will never forget their passed-on mothers. And now with the amulet burned, she can no longer communicate with Kenai or Coda.
Goodbye.
Oh man, it's the Wild Thornberrys movie all over again. Calm down, Demi man, you can get through this. You cannot make me cry. After a musical montage of much sadness and despair, Coda tries to assess what to do by looking into the heavens. 8 hours later, Kenai wakes to find Coda has run off to the man village, so he hurries to save him. Meanwhile, Nita must marry a man she doesn't really care for that much. Luckily, this decision is delayed by Bear Club in the village!
After them! Nita, are you hurt?
I have to stop them!
It's time to go, Rogue One! I will have my bear boyfriend if it kills me! How will Coda escape these hunters, you ask? Why, with Super Moose to the rescue, of course! Kenai, though, gets thrown off the cliff by the now ex-groom. Luckily, the two are able to confess their love, leading to a godly glow forming around them, and Nita, well, she gets a more bear makeover. I'll be here all week.
How do I look?
Like a bear. Except they give you antlers.
What?
Gotcha.
Welcome, sweet sun. Welcome, my sweet sunrise. There's no secret. Look all around you. Welcome to this day. Love is no secret. Look all around you. Welcome to this day.
So that was Brother Bear 2, and I actually do find it to be a very decent sequel. Not only is there great emotional conflict in this, but you also have some fantastic characterizations, writing, voice acting, animation, and music as well. Heck, even the annoying bear cub gets some heartwarming moments in there too. I don't really know what else to say, except if you have not seen this movie, especially even not being a fan of the first one, I say check it out. Man, who'd have thought I'd end this year off the same as I began it, with an actual bearable sequel in the Disney sequel canon. And who knows what this new year holds. Well, hopefully you guys will take care of yourselves, and I'll see you back here joining me on my trip through the world of media that not enough people talk about. Heck, maybe I can even find more talking bear pieces of media to look towards reviewing. I mean, I'm sure there is no anthropomorphic bear movies that are anywhere close to being god-awfully horrendous. Man, 2017 is gonna suck!
Face, 'cause there's nothing like seeing
What can I say? I've got killer instincts.
Everybody is kung fu fighting. Your mind becomes fast as lightning.
Skadoosh! Hello, fellow cinema freaks, motion picture maniacs, and the like. I'm Brandon the Bandman, and welcome to another Golden Ticket review. And it's time for a review of one of the first animated movies of 2016, Kung Fu Panda 3. The Kung Fu Panda trilogy has become one of the biggest animated franchises of the last year, or last few years I should say, and in my opinion is the ultimate don't judge a book by its cover set of movies. On paper, the idea of a panda that knows martial arts and played by the lead member of Tenacious D is pretty silly. However, both of the predecessors to the third entry of the franchise demonstrated a great balance between hilarious humor, great drama, and fantastic animation sequences and fighting sequences as well. Is Panda 3 the next great entry in the franchise? Well, I'll tell you within the next few minutes. Living large and loving life, Po, played by Jack Black, realizes that he has a lot to learn if he's going to fulfill the next challenge from his beloved instructor Shifu, played by Dustin Hoffman. After reuniting with his long-lost father, played by Bryan Cranston, Po must transition from student to teacher and train a group of fun-loving, clumsy pandas to become martial arts fighters. Together, the Kung Fu Brethren unite to take on the evil Kat, played by J.K. Simmons, a supernatural warrior who becomes stronger with each battle. After seeing Kung Fu Panda 2, rarely have I seen a sequel to a predecessor that managed to top the original, aside from maybe Toy Story 2. I really did not know hard enough if this third entry could be any better than the two great movies that came before it. However, not only did Panda 3 not only manage to meet my expectations, I think it may be the best film of the entire series. Let's start with the plot. This is easily going to the most emotional places of the whole franchise. Po meeting his biological father, Mr. Ping, his adopted birth father, dealing with this new person in Po's life, and also Po having to face the facts and learn that he must now become a teacher, a kung fu master, as it were. This is all heavy stuff, but the masters at DreamWorks managed to not only handle it very well, but also managed to balance it out with a pretty witty script and also comedy. The first half of this movie is a lot like the film Hot Fuzz, with how many jokes it's throwing out, and great lines helping to move the plot along, as well as fantastic voice acting. Guys, this may be the best voice over work I've seen from DreamWorks and the cast of the Panda series thus far. Both Jack Black and Dustin Hoffman are wonderful, and you can really tell they own their roles as Po and Shifu, as they make you laugh, question, and even get emotional at times, as well as James Hong, who I give major props to as Mr. Ping, who in this movie is hit with new Father Cranston there, and yet still manages to get a few laughs and also get some great emotional scenes that I won't ruin for you here. The new voice cast is also equally excellent. Bryan Cranston plays Po's father, Lee, and he is so lovable and funny and sympathetic that you will definitely want to bear hug him before the movie ends. The villain, Kai, I will admit, is not as menacing as Gary Oldman Peacock from the last film, and you could almost sort of see him as a self-parody of other DreamWorks baddies of the past, but he does get some great big belly laughs, and it also helps that he's played by Academy Award-winning actor J.K. Simmons, who helps to give him a menacing yet still somehow bombastic vocal delivery.
You must be the Dragon Warrior.
And you must be Kai, Beast of Vengeance, Maker of Widows.
Yes! Finally! Thank you! Almost makes me want to spare your life.
Oh, you want to spare me? How about you spare me the chit-chat? All right, let's do this.
I'm going to take your chi, then the chi of every panda in the...
chit-chat.
In this...
Chitty-chitty chat-chat, chat-chat-chat.
In this...
Chit-chat.
The animation in this is gorgeous. I swear there are certain points where the characters resemble classic Japanese-style paintings, and the backgrounds you can tell are heavily influenced by the artwork stylings of Chinese lore. I really give the filmmakers so much credit for being able to stay true to the style that they were going for with this type of kung fu movie, as it were. Guys, all I can say for the rest of this review is, if you have yet to see this movie or are hesitant because you don't think it's going to be as good as the first two, trust me, go and see it now. You will not regret it. It's emotional, funny, action-packed. It has pretty much everything people go to movies for. I give Panda 3 4.5 out of 5 stars. Embrace your inner dragon warrior, head to your local theater, and see why this movie is truly...
The